Hello and welcome back to LENGO Talks, a show powered by LENGO Africa. I am Natasha Shisoka and we are joined by Winnie Tanui, head coach and trainer at LENGO Africa.
Yeah, thank you very much. How are you, viewers?
Yeah. Okay, so on the previous episode, we had talked about self-leadership.
Yeah.
And we are going to dive deeper into self-leadership because, in order to be a great leader or in order to be more productive, you need to have self-leadership skills. You need to lead yourself. So what are the aspects of self-leadership, Winnie?
Yeah, so self-leadership said is about so many things about the person you. So it includes things like self-awareness, motivation, what motivates you, decision making, how do you make decisions, dedication, influence, empathy, social skills, self-regulation, accountability. So everything about the person you. We can say just about bringing out the best that is in you. Everything that you can work on to bring out the best in you. I think that is the summary of those self-leadership skills. So there are too many things.
Yeah. Okay, so I think like the viewer at home would like to know self-awareness and all the other aspects that you've mentioned. Yeah. So on the first one, we're going to talk about self-awareness. So what exactly is self-awareness?
Okay. So to be aware of yourself. I think the easiest way to ask that is when somebody asks you, who are you? How do you answer? And I know how many of us answer the question of who are you. You would always say, I am Winnie. I am a daughter. I am a mother of. I am a sister of. I was born in this village. All those are good answers, but I think it says nothing about you. It's just like you're just saying me because I am mother of so and so. Me, I am a sister of so and so. I was a daughter of so and so. So that definition of who you are really tells us really nothing about you. So self-awareness then is just digging even deeper to yourself, because many of us really don't know who you are. If you ask now, okay, cut the sister of, the mother of, the cousin of, which village you were born,
or even your career.
Who are you? Then you realize that is a hard question. So self-awareness is going to that hard question and be able to get the answers. It is important for you to get answers of who you are beyond the tags. Because those tags actually are they are superficial and they don't even help you understand who you are. So self-awareness is important. And I think in our previous episode, I had said self-awareness is critical because it is understanding what I want to call your cup of tea. Your thoughts. What you're thinking. What you're feeling. And I know feeling sounds very woman-like. Men will say, okay, wameanza mambo za feelings. So it's not an episode for us, but all of us, we are humans and we have feelings.
Yeah.
So what you feel says so much about you. And then all this informs your action. And some people just say, show me your action and I'll tell you who you are. But these actions is an external display of what is going inside. It is like food is cooked inside. It is cooked by your thoughts, cooked by your emotions, then displayed as actions. So you cannot just go to actions. And that's why sometimes it's so hard to change your actions. And that is the problem with these New Year resolutions. All of us at the beginning of the year, I know it's about end of year.
Yeah.
And we want to ask, I don't know how far are you with your New Year goals. And I know most of those New Year goals, one of them is lose weight for all of us, around all of us. But the question is, how many of us really have been able to really achieve that target of losing weight? You realize somebody said many New Year resolutions by March. In fact, some people have forgotten what was their New Year resolution, because your actions are controlled by your thoughts and your emotions. So if you don't include that other army of thoughts and emotions, you cannot be able to achieve your actions. So going back to self-awareness then is understanding even who you are. what you think. And there's this famous book, and it's also a quote in Proverbs that says, as a man thinks, so he is. So your thoughts influence who you are. So you need to be aware of your thoughts, because the thoughts, your mind runs like a computer, and so many things. They say you think so many thoughts, and some people have said another research said you think about 80,000 thoughts in a day. Somebody else, I think recently in around 2012, did a research, I think in Europe, and said you think about 6,000 thoughts in a day. But the question is, have you interrogated? Because now your brain is like a computer. So thoughts come in, it's just a series. But you, as the person observing the thoughts, because you are not your thoughts, you're the person observing the thoughts. Have you ever really observed and said, is it thoughts? What are they saying? Are they saying the things that I want to do? Are they displaying the actions that I want to be displayed? Because your actions, we say it is a display. So at the end of the day, you really have to go to back to who you are. So I think for me, self-awareness is actually a critical topic. And when you come for our trainings, usually we take 2 days, a very short training, 2 days. But the first day, we will just dwell on self-awareness, because we want you to go back home, understanding yourself, what you think, then you can be able to make better decisions. You can be able to create better actions that really work for you.
So you had mentioned that when you're stating who you are, you shouldn't tie yourself to maybe your career, your family, and other outside things. So what exactly should you relate yourself to when you ask yourself, who am I?
Not necessarily maybe for introducing to others, but I don't know if you can be able to answer really the question, who you are, to even yourself. Forget about even now to others. Outside because if you're able to answer that question, everything else becomes easier for you. Even now, the question of what work should I do will be tied to who you are, because who you are really goes back to really what drives you. What change do you want to see in the world? Which problems do you want to solve? And I think you cannot really identify that, because for me, and I think I'll keep on saying, I want us to think of work as service. What do you want to contribute? When you are no longer here, what do you want people to remember that you are here? So if you are not able to really go to who you are, then it will be very hard for you to identify, what do I want to do? What difference do I want to make? How different do I want the world to be now that I appeared? Because I believe strongly, we are here on a mission.
Yeah.
We are here on a mission. So if you cannot then go back to really, because now if you are on a mission and you don't know, as the person who is carrying out the mission doesn't know the mission, then clearly that mission cannot go on. So I believe that's what self-awareness gets very critical.
So if I ask, who is Winnie Tanui, what will you tell people?
Just start by saying I'm a mother. And we have said don't be fine. For me, I'm really passionate about people. I'm really passionate about helping people to bring out the best in them. And I think when I look back at my career journey, because I'm a teacher by training, I feel that teaching for me is almost a natural part of who I am. When I teach people, I feel like I'm on purpose. It gives me a lot of joy. And for me, why I know this for sure is that because I have had a very long career journey, about 20 years. And at some point, I lost that teaching, speaking, writing, the expressing, the helping people part of it. When I lost it, when I had lost that aspect of me, my life was very empty. And I know that feeling of emptiness because I've been there. So that's why I am very vocal about it. I know what it means. You can have everything else, but there's an emptiness. You can have a job. You can have a home to go back to, a family. But if you're not connected to yourself, there's an inner emptiness that nobody can reach. But it's only you who knows. And sometimes even some of us are not aware of the emptiness. And for me, I believe the reason why many people even do things that are wrong, because all of us know even drugs are bad. There's some things that you don't need to do, but people do it. But I think the critical thing is there's an emptiness inside that people want to feel. And people feel it with so many things: drugs, sex, food, even food. It's an emptiness. And many people who overeat will tell you, when they feel sad inside, They are this comfort food. We know them.
Yeah.
There's ice cream, there's chocolate. It gives you comfort. But why? Because there's some emptiness inside. And for me, I believe that emptiness, because I've ever experienced it, is when you are disconnected with who you are. So it's important to really connect with yourself. Yeah. So that is why I really get so passionate about it.
So in someone's journey to, self-awareness, you need to know your strengths and your weaknesses. So how do you go about that?
You have to really think, and you have to ask yourself. And I like, there's a way Toyota, the company, it was started by a guy called Toyota. There's a way they actually been successful as a car manufacturer. They say when you get a problem, ask yourself why 5 times. Just the same question. So you need to always really go back to yourself. And that's why you need a me time. Because all of us, because the challenge now with this century is we live in a very noisy world. Yeah. When you wake up in the morning, there's radio, there's social, especially now social media. It walks right to your bed through your phone. It is a very noisy world. You need a me time. And I think every successful person, books we've read of every successful person in the world, they've said they had a me time, a time to really connect with yourself. Even Jesus we were told he used to go to the mountains, imagine, to pray. Because I think that was very important, to have a me time. Because if you lose it, then you disconnect with who you are, and you disconnect with the creator, and you disconnect with your mission. So you become an ambassador who doesn't have a mission. So critical is ask yourself why. So in your me time, ask yourself, why do I really get annoyed? Of course, the first answer would be, I'm annoyed with Anastasia because she talked to me badly. And then that should not be the end. Ask yourself, why am I annoyed that Anastasia talked to me badly? And you realize, I'm annoyed because Anastasia talked to me badly because it made me feel like I'm useless. Then if you go back and ask, why am I feeling that I'm useless? Then an answer will come. Then ask again. They say by the time you ask yourself that why 5 times, that is a Toyota style of asking. And that is what has made them successful. So it means you have to keep on digging deep. So for you, you are a huge project. Sometimes you actually don't have a lot of time. Sometimes we feel that we are so idle. There is a project called you that you really need to concentrate. So issues like, why am I not even able to go to the gym? And I decided the new year I want to lose weight. Then you realize maybe it was not even your goal. It was a group goal. Maybe all of you as friends felt we need to lose. Are you even convinced you need to lose weight? So the question is why. So if you dig deeper, the why, and that is what at coaching, actually, when you come for a coaching session, that is actually what we do in a coaching, because coaching, nobody gives you any answers. Actually, when you come for coaching, when you come for a coaching session, I'll just help. It is as a coach, my job is to ask you questions, so that you'll be able to get answers. So if you're unable to actually ask yourself those questions, you can go to a coach. They'll be able to ask. And I think after going to a coach and coaching also is not a profession where we want you to depend on us. After going to a coach a few times, you'll be able to get how to ask yourself questions and get to the root of the problem. So if you go to that question of why am I getting annoyed, why am I feeling, utaskia, and you need even in our culture, utaskia too, at the end of it, alinidharau. Why you're feeling like people are despising you. The question is, why are you feeling that people are despising you? It's because you don't value even yourself. So it is not even about people, it is about you. So it is important to always dig deeper. And that is why self-awareness is, I think, for me, a critical aspect. And I usually, dwell a lot on that.
Okay. So in the process of, learning your weaknesses and strengths, you get to have self-awareness, right?
Yes, you get to improve yourself, because the whole essence of understanding yourself is to be able to improve yourself. And for me, I don't like the idea of weaknesses so much, because for me, I look at life as you are a unique person. There are things you're good at. You cannot be good at everything, and I think it is not even necessary. You just need to be good at what you're good at. I be good at what I'm good at. When we all bring our goods to the table, we will be able to build a better family, a better workplace, a better society, a world that works for all of us. So forget so much about your weaknesses. Build your strengths, because strengths are buildable. It is the things you like. It's the things you're already naturally good in. It is the things that you can improve faster.
Yeah.
The strength, the weaknesses will fade along the way when you build your strengths.
Okay.
And the things you have to accept, you cannot be good at everything. And that is why we need one another. That is why we are called a community, because we need you. So work on your strengths. Let the weaknesses fall on the way.
Okay.
The only weakness you need to work on are things that are bringing down your strengths. Because things like anger issues, self-doubt issues, why? They are not somebody's weaknesses. They are things actually that are curtailing your strengths. And we need your strengths. Yeah, the world needs those strengths.
Okay. Yeah. So once you're able to, to have self-awareness, you can be able to set your goals, right?
Yes, now it will be easier to set your goals, because now you have eliminated everything else. And remember, in this world of opportunity, this 21st century is a very interesting century.
Yeah.
It presents so much nice opportunities, but you cannot be everything. So you'll be able to say, I think this is the way I need to go. Once you're self-aware, it is easier to set goals. It is easier to say no, because when people come to you with very nice proposals, you can say, no, that is a good proposal, but maybe not for me. Yeah.
So what are the steps that one needs to take to set their goals?
Yeah, so critically, we have said self-awareness. And if you come to Lengo, we'll give you some psychometric tests. They are online tests. And it's interesting if you go back and search, you'd realize people have been doing this personality test from the time of early psychology in 20th century, 1900, 1920. People have been trying to understand, to get scientific tools of understanding themselves, because the question of who am I has been a man's problem from the beginning. So at the end of the day, if you actually go online, you can do so many psychometric tests. If you need help, you can go to a coach. They always have tests they'll give you to just jumpstart you. Once you become aware, then you can now bring in more things to your awareness. Then set your goals. Then you can know now goals. You need habits to sustain your goals. So now you start on a journey working on a project that feels like you, not one that is too much influenced by society. Because now you'll be saying, nitaambia nini watu? Because all those things of, the common things we like saying, nitaambia nini watu watasema nini, watu watanionaje. It means we are using factors outside ourselves to live our lives. And it is very frustrating, because your auntie will tell you this, your uncle will, because everybody has a perspective. So if you don't have your own, imagine, how will you live?
Yeah.
It's very frustrating. Yeah. So that is, you need to have your own goals. And the goals should be good goals. And we said it is goals to make us work together as society. So it's not just about you. It is about how good can I be so that I can be a useful member
in the community.
In a country. And I think there's a US president, he said, don't just ask what the country will do for you. Ask, what will I do for
the country?
Yeah. And it is just everything, even in your home. Don't just ask. Many people, even in relationship, it is always by any people to do things for you. The question is, what are you doing for them? And I think the project of self-awareness you should be able to sit in a place and say, what can I do for my people I love? What should I do for my family? What should I do for my partner? Not me.
Other way around.
Yeah, because now when you do that, you're taking this leadership role. And we said everybody is a self-leader. Yeah.
Okay. So, thank you, Winnie, for giving us the insights on self-awareness and, self-leadership skills. So we hope to see you on the next episode. Make sure to subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment, and follow Lengo Africa on all social media platforms. Yeah. Bye.